Hi, Chetan. Good evening. We have a very good series of questions on cloud computing. Can someone without any technical background work in cloud computing domain?
Hi, Bindu. Great question. Absolutely, yes. In cloud computing, you can work without having any technical background. You don't need to learn programming. There are few roles in which programming might help. For example, cloud engineer and DevOps. These are the two roles in which I would recommend you should know a bit of programming. But there are many roles in cloud computing in which you don't need any programming. You don't need to come from any technical background like cloud business analyst, cloud project manager, cloud architect, cloud admin. These are the roles in which you can easily work without having any solid technical background or any programming knowledge.
That was really insightful. Thank you, sir. What exactly is cloud computing?
Okay, that's a great question. Now, let me give a simple example. Okay, I'll take an example from our day-to-day life, which can resonate with all the audience, our audience. So we all use utilities in our house, right? For example, we use power, electricity, water, gas. Now we don't own any of these things. We simply get these from a provider and we pay them a certain amount based on our usage. Let me take this example of power plant. Now we use electricity in our day-to-day life, right? But we don't own the power plant. What we do is we simply select the provider and we use the power and we pay them on a monthly basis. Now, what is happening here? Think about this. First, I have zero investment, right? Meaning I don't own the power plant, I don't own the grid, the cables, anything of that sort. I don't have any overheads on that because a power plant will have its own overheads. It has to have other things like human resources, manpower to run the power plant, and many other overheads. Right? I don't have to manage any of these. I simply pay them based on what I use. That's exactly what a cloud computing is all about. Now, let me translate the same example into IT perspective. See, in the good old days, we used to, or the companies used to own the data center. Data center is where all the servers would be hosted. But first of all, companies had to make capital investment, huge investment in terms of land, building, fixtures, manpower. On top of it, they also have to have other things like networking, cables, many of those things. So all those things would cost a huge amount, right? Apart from that, once you made this investment, companies had to also incur the overheads in terms of electricity, in terms of water usage, in terms of manpower, all of those. So it was not feasible for companies to invest this huge amount. So slowly what happened was they said instead of we owning these huge data centers, let's not own any of that. We will simply purchase the services from a provider and let them own and maintain these data centers. So the entire ownership of land, building, fixtures, networking cables, manpower, the cooling system, the water resources, the water usage, all of that shifted from the organization to the cloud computing provider. So now the benefit is as a consumer, or I don't have to invest in any of these. Second important benefit is pay per use. As a consumer, I will only pay based on my usage. So if I don't use, I don't pay. If I use more, I will pay more. If I use less, I will pay less. Just like how we use all the utilities. And the third benefit is elasticity. You can scale up or down. If I need more computing power, I will scale up. If I need less computing power, I can scale down. Right? These are the three benefits companies have when they go for cloud computing. One is no investment, whether it's a fixed cost or variable cost, they don't have to invest anything. Second, pay per use, you pay as much as you use. Third thing is elasticity, meaning you can scale up or down depending on your requirements.
That's really great, where your insights and examples and practical guidance has really added immense value. We truly appreciate your deep knowledge on and hands-on experience on cloud computing. Thank you. Can you please tell me more about cloud computing business analyst role?
Sure. So, see, there's a role in cloud computing which is not often talked about. I call this, like a hidden jewel because it's in huge demand and people don't know about it. They are not aware of this, that there is a role in cloud computing in which you can easily begin your career with some training and you can make six figures right from day one.
Wow.
As part of cloud computing business analyst, the most important part is you need to understand the requirements of your customers in terms of which cloud services they want to provision. That's one. Second thing is once you understand the requirements of the stakeholders in terms of which cloud services they want to provision, the next part is they will build a cost estimate. How much money it's going to take to consume those services from the cloud provider. And once you have the cost estimates, after that, the DevOps team or some other team will provision those services in the cloud. And the next important part or the role of a business analyst is to make sure that the services are provisioned as per the requirements and cost that we anticipated or that we calculated is matching with the actual cloud hosting cost. So for example, if application A, we said it's going to take $1,000 to host it in the cloud. We provision all the services in the cloud and now it's hosted in the cloud. As a business analyst, I will ensure that that application is not incurring more than what we expected, $1,000. If it's going beyond 1,000, as a business analyst, I will have to do some root cause analysis, see where exactly the variance is, why the variance is, and then go back to the stakeholders and talk to them and make sure that it is brought within the budget. So these are the high level key responsibilities of a cloud business analyst.
Oh, well, your perspective on industry trends and career paths is really inspiring. I'm sure our viewers are liking it. So, Chetan, do I need to learn programming to become a cloud analyst?
No, absolutely no. You don't need any programming knowledge to become a cloud business analyst. There is no coding involved. But yes,
Okay.
you will have to learn the basics of cloud computing. You will have to learn how to use the pricing calculator or the cost calculator. And also you will have to know how to use a console. So you have to know these things, but zero coding involved. And as I said in the beginning, anyone who has any background, whether humanities, arts, commerce, economics, marketing, or engineering, or any background, they can switch into this role called cloud business analyst. And from day one, I can guarantee that they can get into a six-figure salary.
That's really nice. What skills are needed to become a cloud business analyst?
So, from the soft skills, I would say communication skills, basic analytical skills or logical reasoning skills, and stakeholder management skills, presentation skills. Okay, these are from the soft skills point of view. From the technical skills, you should know how to, first of all, you should know what is cloud computing. The second thing is you should be aware of all the services which are offered by the cloud computing provider. So let me just pause and tell you that there are three main cloud computing providers as of today. One is Amazon, which you might have heard about, AWS, Amazon Web Service. The other one is Microsoft Azure, and the third one is Google. Now, these are three main players, but then there are other players as well. You will have to know the terms, the vocabulary in the cloud computing world. You should know how to build the cost estimate, meaning the calculator, which all these providers have their own cost calculator. You should know how to use it. And the third thing is the console. You should be able to go in the console and see how the services are provisioned and able to interpret those services. So that's basically what you need to know. And of course, I would say the tools would be Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint. Any BA should know or business analyst should know. Apart from that, modeling tools like Microsoft Visio should be a good one to know. And from the project management tools point of view, Jira Confluence will be a good asset or good tools to know.
Okay. Well, that's really impactful, sir. And you've explained the complex concepts on cloud computing in a very simpler version for our viewers. What is the demand for cloud business analysts across the world?
Okay, there's a huge demand not only for cloud business analysts but for all the cloud computing professionals because across the world all the applications are now moving to the cloud. Okay. Now, cloud doesn't mean cloud, right? It's just a metaphor. It's still in the data center, but the only difference is, as I said, that instead of companies owning the data center, it's going to be owned and managed by these cloud computing providers so that we don't have to invest as a company. I don't have to worry about investment. I don't have to worry about maintaining those facilities, and I can pay per use, meaning I can pay based on my usage, and most important, I have flexibility to scale up or down. Okay. So because of this, all the applications are moving to the cloud, including the one that we're using right now, like Riverside. That's also hosted in the cloud. So huge demand, and I would say on an average, this role is going to be the growth of 15 to 20% per annum per year, especially in the US and Canada. All over the world, this demand is going to be huge. The demand for cloud business analyst is going to surge immensely because not many people are aware of this role, but there's a huge demand coming up for a cloud business analyst.
Well, that's I feel the future of technology lives in the cloud. So that's
Absolutely.
really okay. Thank you. what is the salary range of a cloud business analyst?
Well, I would say on an average, you can expect 120K gross per annum in the US and Canadian market, and equivalent to the same amount you can expect in any other market, whether Europe or Asia Pacific or UAE region. Yes, the maximum demand I would say is in the North America, meaning USA and Canada.
Can you please guide our viewers on how to become a cloud business analyst?
Well, very simple. First,
Mhm.
you need to pick the cloud provider because even though the terms, concepts, principles are same when we talk about cloud computing, it doesn't matter which one you go for,
Mhm.
right? Whether it's Amazon, Google,
Mhm.
Microsoft, or any other provider, the underlying principles, concepts, fundamentals are still the same, but then the vocabulary, the terms will be different based on which provider you select. So I would say first select which one you want to go for. If you let's suppose you want to go for Amazon, you need to understand cloud computing from Amazon perspective, AWS perspective, because the vocabulary, the terms and conditions will be a bit different as compared to other providers. That's step one. Step two, upskill yourself. Enroll in a training program, upskill yourself, reskill yourself, and prepare for that role. By the way, we at Skill Cubitor, we have a program called Cloud Business Analyst in which we will prepare you for the Cloud Business Analyst role so that you can easily transition into this role. So once you upskill yourself, the third step would be build your resume, build your portfolio, and start applying so that you can get the right job. And I'm sure
That's really
there's
great.
huge demand for this role. People will be able to easily get into the cloud business analyst role and get into a six-figure salary.
That's really great. And I think one should stay curious, keep learning, and don't be afraid to, to explore the cloud. That's the best thing.
Absolutely.
Well, sir, your perspective made the discussion both informative and natural. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And for all of our audience, if they are interested to learn more about this program, please call us today on 703-200-9921 or 647-699-4001. We will chalk out a plan how to transition into the cloud business analyst role and get you into a six-figure salary. No coding, no technical background. Give us 3 to 4 months and we will make this happen.
Sure. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Pretty inspirational. Thank you.
Thanks. Take care. Bye.
Bye.